Hi, I'm Rita. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life Worth Reading. And welcome to my fall/autumn TBR. I do have to be quite honest with all of you. I am not really like a fall autumn girly. I'm much more of a summer kind of gal. I just love summer so much. I feel like it's because I do live right near the ocean and the beach, so it's like the best time of the year where I can go to the beach and read and tan and just get all crispy in the sun. I just love it so much. I love a good summer day. With that being said, because I am not an autumn fall girly, I feel like I have to put some effort in. I have to romanticize the season a little bit. It's not that I don't like it, it's just not my favorite one, and it's just this transition makes me kind of sad because I already miss summer. But I am doing seasonal TBRs this year, which has been working out better for me than monthly TBRs have ever worked in the past. And so today I bring you my TBR for, I'm gonna say until like November, because then later on I'm also going to be doing a winter TBR. But I have like 2 months and a half to read all these books. It is quite the chunky TBR. I am not expecting to read all of this. I'm not. I'll just tell you that right off the gate. But I think I have a good combination of the things that I might want to pick up in the next couple of months. And with that being said, let's get into the TBR. I'm going to start with the 2 books that I will be reading very soon, which makes them good picks for this TBR because I will be getting through them. And they are Royal Assassin and Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. Now, look at the size of these motherfuckers. Like, it's truly bad for me, but I have started reading Royal Assassin. I am a chapter or 2 into it. I am 32 pages into it of this 650-page book. But this is a trilogy, the Farseer trilogy, that follows Full, who is the king's bastard son, and he is raised to become an assassin. So hence the first book, Assassin's Apprentice, and here we are just continuing on with his journey. And it's written in the way that is just so remarkable. It's so interesting. I really care about Fitz. I really care about these characters. I love their dynamics, and it's really gripping. I don't usually love a lot of war and politics, but there's just something about the way that Robin Hobb tells the story that makes me be so invested in this world, in these characters, in this story. I really want to see where it's going. And yeah, like I bought this and I am so excited to read this. This is so enormous. I cannot even. Yeah, this is almost 900 pages, so I have a lot to read between the 2 of these, but I'm just taking this reading very slowly. I'm just reading for my own pleasure on my own time, and I'm really enjoying it. So hopefully I will be done with this books before November is up. But yeah, I'm just really excited to continue on and to start my journey with this entire series. Then I have a book that has just recently joined my TBR. One of my best friends, Bia, gifted me this book, so thank you so much to you for gifting me this book. I'm really excited to get to it, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I have heard a lot about this book. A lot of it good, some of it a little bit bland, but I know that this is about Addie LaRue, who makes a deal with the devil because she does not want to be married, I feel like, in the 18th century. And so she has been alive for 300 years. I feel like she's kind of like immortal, but the catch is that no one who meets her ever remembers her until finally someone does. And it's the story of that. I feel like this is very ambitious for a single novel. I hope that I like it. I haven't been the most successful with V.E. Schwab, actually, so I really do hope that I like this book, but I don't know. It just does feel like a fall book to me, like, you know, deal with the devil, a little deal with the devil. Who has never done that? But this is also over 500 pages, so you can see why I'm saying that this TBR is a little bit chunky. Like, there's a lot to it. But I am really excited to get to this, and I'm so very thankful for this gift. I just hope that I love it as much as other people have. Then I feel like it's time for a reread. It's time for a reread of my all-time favorite book, The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I love this book and it's such an autumn book. Look at this. The ambience, the gothic nature of this book, it is so fall. It is so very fall. And I love this book with all my heart. The reason why I haven't highlighted or annotated this book is because this is actually my brother's copy. I really want to get one for myself. I really love this edition, so I really wanted to find one like this for myself because I really want to annotate it. I really want to write on it, and I just can't because it is not mine. It is mine because it's in my room all the time. I kind of have stolen it, but I will not cross that boundary. It is not mine. But I just love this book so much. This is set in the 1940s in Barcelona, and we are following Daniel, who is the son of a bookseller who once takes him to the Cemetery of Forgotten Books, this really big underground library of forgotten books. And Daniel picks out a book by this author called Julian Carax, and when he finishes the book, he's enamored by it, but he discovers that there are no other copies of any of the other author's books. So he's wondering who is destroying all these copies, who is this elusive author who is being slowly erased by time. And it is just so amazing. There are politics, there's so much to this book, there's so many layers, the characters are just, the storytelling, honestly a masterpiece in writing. I love this book so much, and I cannot wait for my reread. And what better time than in the next couple of months. Like, I know this is gonna hit so hard. Next up, we also have a book that I'm not sure if I will pick up because I'm not sure if I have the motivation to, but I really want to. And that is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I have this classic. It's been almost a year since I've held it, and I really want to see what the hype is about. I've never read a Jane Austen, and I do find classics sometimes a little bit intimidating. Not really because of the writing. The writing is a bit harder to digest, but when you adapt to it, it flows really nicely, usually. I'm not saying that's the case of all the classics. And for example, last year, I was really scared to read Jane Eyre because it is very big, it's very gothic, it's a very intimidating novel, and I absolutely adored it so much. I really love that book. So I feel like this does have the potential to become a favorite. I've never even seen the movie. I've never seen a Pride and Prejudice adaptation because I'm just waiting to read the book first. So I've never seen the Keira Knightley adaptation, which is kind of, it's kind of bad for me. Am I going to be cancelled because of that? I've just been waiting to read the book first, and I am really excited to get to it. I hope that I like it. I feel like I will. But I just don't know. I need the extra boost to read this book, honestly. But I think I will love it once I do read it. Then we have a book that has been on another seasonal TBR. It was on my spring TBR. Maybe you haven't seen that video, and me telling you that just kind of ruined your confidence in me being able to read this TBR, but it's true, I can't lie to you. And that is Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez. I was supposed to read it in the spring, and then honestly I had a couple of months there where I wasn't reading a lot, and just thinking about reading this book was very daunting to me, so I just didn't. But now honestly, August, I still need to do my August wrap up, but on August just like revived my love for reading. I read 10 books, which is very unlike me. The most that I've read this year was like 5 or 6, so it really August really did a number on me. I read so much, and I am just so excited about reading again, and it's just like really revived my love for reading. So I feel like I'm finally ready to tackle this book. My history with this book is that last year I picked this up from my library, the translated version, and I read it to the halfway point, and then I had to give it back, but I was really enjoying it, so I bought a copy for myself. But at this point I have to restart it. But yeah, I read like 300 something pages of this, because this book is over 700 pages as well. So you can see this TBR is very chunky, it's very big. But I feel like the last months of the year are for a little bit like chunkier books, more intimidating books. At least it's just how I feel. And I'm really excited to get to this. This is a horror book about our main character and his father, who is Gaspar, and his father who, like, his mother was kind of like a psychic. There's just something going on there, and maybe her family was part of a cult, and now that she has passed away, there are some things that are happening. It's very interesting, it's very dark, and I cannot wait to see how this book ends, because I was really invested in it. So I can't wait to restart it and to fall in love with it all over again. Okay, we are down to the last 2 books, and the first one that I want to tell you about is a book that really does, like, the cover really does scream kind of spooky vibes, autumn vibes, and that is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I feel like this book was very, very hyped when it was about to come out, but I haven't seen a lot about it since then. So I feel like not a lot of people have read it. Maybe I miss seeing it. I'm not seeing it correctly, but I feel like this book just hasn't had the hype that it used to have. And I really, really do want to read it. It's about our main character, Lucia, in Spain in the 17th century or 16th century, something like that. And she has magic powers, and they are discovered. This is during the time of Inquisition, which was a very horrible thing that happened within the Catholic Church. And she is being used by a lot of different people to achieve like certain political gains. So she catches the attention of all the wrong people and must survive throughout all of it. And I feel like it's just going to be really interesting to see Leigh Bardugo do a more historical book. I feel like this still has some fantasy elements. Of course, there's magic, but I feel like it'd just be interesting to see her step a little bit out of her comfort zone, especially by writing a standalone. I'm really, really curious in reading like a Leigh Bardugo contained novel, just a singular novel that is not the start of a series. I'm just really excited about it, and it is also a little bit chunky. Okay, no, it's less than 400 pages. This is doable, but I feel like the cover really does scream like kind of spooky vibes, and I am really excited about this. I feel like this is going to be a good time. I feel like a good time will be had reading this book, and I hope that that is true. If you have read it, please let me know, because I feel like the hype has died down a little bit since it has been published, which is concerning. So let me know your thoughts on this if you have read it already. And finally, I have the start of a series which I might regret slightly, but I have bought it, so I have to read it, and that is A Curious Beginning, the Victoria Speedwell series by Deanna Raybourn. I'm kind of scared to start the series. This is like a 9-book series so far, but it's like a mystery, fantasy, romance, all that jazz. And this is set during the Victorian times in London, which I do love. I love that era of historical fiction. And Veronica Speedwell is free to resume her world travels in pursuit of scientific inquiry and the occasional romantic dalliance. As familiar with hunting butterflies as with fending off admirers, Veronica intends to embark upon the journey of a lifetime. But Faith has other plans, and Victoria, why am I calling her Victoria? And Veronica towards her own attempted abduction with the help of an enigmatic German baron who offers her sanctuary in the care of his friend Stoker, a reclusive and bad-tempered natural historian. But before the baron can reveal what he knows about the plot against her, he is found murdered, leaving Veronica and Stoker on the run from an elusive assailant as wary partners in search of the villainous truth. Listen, I wouldn't really be hyped about this book if I hadn't read and loved Emily Wilde. That was like a wake-up call to me that I need to dive in more into slow burn, mystery, fantasy kind of romance. Not really like fantasy romance, you know what I mean. I feel like you know what I mean. And that was my wake-up call, that I need to be reading this. But I don't know if I'll regret embarking on a 9-book journey. We'll just have to see. Also, these covers are really, really hard to get, but I hate the other covers so much that I will be spending the money. If I enjoy this book, I will be spending the money to get the other ones, because the other covers are just horrific. I need them all in this edition. Like, or I won't read them, or I won't buy them. So, is this a mistake? We'll find out. Like, is this not the biggest TBR you have seen in your entire life? What am I thinking, truly? What am I doing with my life? I would love to know, because this is just insane. In any case, these are the 8 books, the 8 gigantic books that I want to get through in the next couple of months. I am confident enough in myself to think that I'm going to be able to read this. That's what I think. But let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if you're excited about autumn or if you're like me and you much prefer summer. Yeah, I have to romanticize it or else I won't be able to get through it. In any case, I hope that you did enjoy watching this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and always remember that life is worth reading.